On September 17, 1985, Steve Jobs submitted his resignation to Apple. He was 30 years old. By this point, he was already a millionaire and the defining face of the young personal computer industry. Yet inside the company he co-founded, he held absolutely no power. The board of directors, people he had personally recruited, had systematically stripped him of all responsibility, leaving him locked out of the empire he built from a garage. He called the powerless office they gave him Siberia. This public removal left the founder without a company for the first time in his career, beginning a 12-year period of trial and error that would eventually test the limits of his leadership style. In Apple's early years, Jobs' vision was paired with a management style described as abrasive and demanding. These traits were tolerated as long as the company was growing, but they became a liability when growth slowed. Jobs recruited PepsiCo president John Sculley in 1983 to bring seasoned corporate management to a company. He famously asked Sculley if he wanted to sell sugared water for the rest of his life or have a chance to change the world. The partnership fractured quickly. Both the Lisa and the Macintosh computers missed their sales projections, and Jobs clashed with leadership as he pushed his team through grueling development cycles. By May 1985, the tension peaked. Sculley proposed a reorganization that would move Jobs into a powerless advisory role, effectively ending his influence over the Macintosh division. Jobs refused to accept the demotion. Instead, he developed a secret plan to remove Sculley and take total control of the company. But the plan leaked. In the resulting confrontation, the board of directors sided with Sculley, forcing Jobs into an arrangement with no actual authority. Unchecked visionary ambition had reached a point where the board believed the founder was no longer capable of leading his own creation. Jobs did not retreat. That same year, he founded a new computer company, NeXT, and acquired the graphics division of Lucasfilm, which would become Pixar. This chart shows the retail price of the NeXT computer compared to the average consumer PC budget at the time. The machine was priced far beyond what the market could pay, resulting in a commercial failure. Pixar also struggled initially. The studio spent years searching for a profitable direction, failing to find a foothold in either the hardware or software markets. During these early years in exile, Jobs continued to apply the same uncompromising habits and micromanagement that had led to his removal from Apple. The long period at Pixar eventually served as a laboratory where his leadership methodology was broken down and rebuilt. A more hands-off approach began to emerge. Colleagues noted that Jobs was learning to support the creative team's autonomy rather than dictating every individual decision. Providing the creative team with room to work led to the production of Toy Story, the first feature-length computer-animated film. This success signaled a shift in his mindset. Jobs realized that a leader's role was to build an environment where talented people could execute their own ideas. Building autonomous environments where talent could lead was the path to achieving true executive scale. By 1996, Apple was facing a severe financial crisis. Desperate for a modern operating system, the company acquired NeXT for $429 million. The technology developed at NeXT provided the architecture for Mac OS, and the deal brought Jobs back into the company as an advisor. Within a year, the board removed CEO Gil Amelio. Jobs stepped in as interim CEO in 1997. He was still a demanding visionary, but he was now equipped with the strategic discipline he had lacked in his 20s. Apple's survival now depended on the refined software architecture and leadership experience Jobs had developed while away from the company. Jobs immediately launched the Think Different campaign to realign the company's identity and began cutting failing product lines. The release of the iMac became the first demonstration of his new balance between design vision and executive skill. This was followed by a string of products, the iPod, iTunes, and the iPhone, that redefined the global tech landscape. The 12 years Jobs spent leading NeXT and Pixar functioned as the mandatory training ground for the era of dominance that followed. The comeback was possible because he had changed how he led, and that change required the devastating fall to happen first.